Hi, what you see here is the 3D scan of a cake that I made with the CR Scan Raptor X on my previous video. I was trying to capture the geometry and also the texture of the cake. The result for the geometry is very good. It has a high definition, high detail, but the problem is that some part of the object, like in the back of the snowman here, is missing. Yeah, that is because a Christmas tree in the back blocks the projection of the laser, so the scanner cannot capture the real of the snowman. So this scan is incomplete. And second, you can see that the color shifting of the texture is quite a lot. The part that is supposed to be white is moved, and the detail of the RGB camera from the scanner is not good. It's kind of lower of the resolution. As you can see here, nowhere closer to a real photographer, and there is a lot of misplaced texture on the cake. So in this video, I will show you how I pair the geometry of the cake, the snowman, and repaint all the texture of the object to make it more photorealistic and has a higher detail by painting the model with the 4K texture using Adobe Substance Painter. And I will use Adobe Substance Modeler for repairing the missing part of the snowman by adding the clay into the existing model. If you have a 3D scanner and you want to make a use out of it, you should be able to repair the scan model and also fixing the paint of the scan texture. As you can see that the model on the right is very different from the model on the left. You can create photorealistic image like this for product presentation, which has a lot of advantage over photography. For example, you can change the background, you can change the lighting condition, and you can also change the color and texture and the material of the object in just a few clicks. I can scan something else and put it on the top to replace the snowman and the Christmas tree. So it will be much easier and cheaper than making a real photograph in the studio. And if you compare the 3D render image on the left to the real photograph on the right, you can see that the 3D scan with the 4K texture painting looks better than a real photography outside of the studio. I will use Adobe Substance Modeler for repairing the model. I start by import the mesh. I set the unit scale to mm and I click import. Here is the cake that we scan from the Raptor X. You can see that the texture color is also included into the model, but we're not going to use it. We are going to repaint. So click on the camera, turn off perspective view, and click on the top view. So I will move cake into the center point, and I will try to align it to the XY plane. Okay, this is the important part. You need to convert the mesh that you export from Clarity Scan into clay. Adobe Substance Modeler use voxels for modeling. It's different from triangular mesh that was exported from the Clarity Scan. So you need to right click on the model and click on convert to clay, and it will take some time for converting. Depends on the resolution of the model. Now the model is converted to the clay, and when you right click on the model, you see the resolution tab. If you hover your mouse on the minus or plus sign, you see the small boxes. That is the resolution of the model. You can increase and decrease the resolution of the model. The default value was set by the software when you convert it, so you don't have to do anything. Just use the default value and you can keep the original definition of the scan model. So we don't need to use the texture color anymore, and it's more difficult for repairing the model if you have the color turned on. So I will just fill with the brown color here click on the color tab. There are two parts that I want to repair with this cake, and the rest is already look okay, very sharp and high detail. So I will repair the body of the snowman. The tree snowman has a missing part of the lower body, so I will add the clay, and then I will create the strawberry texture over the clay. And the next part is that I will repair the crack here. This probably from keeping in the fridge, which is too dry. And the third part, I will smooth the lower part of the cake topping, which is cannot be scanned with the scanner because it's in the lower side, so the texture is a bit rough. So I will smooth it, and then I will fill the clay into the missing part. Before that, I want to put the cake into the origin point. I will add another clay size about this cake, and then I will move the cake to match this cylinder in the center. Yeah, this is about right. So I delete this one. I click on the object, and then I will add a clay. You see here that the clay has already come in same resolution as the cake. So I resize it, and I move it just under snowman. So now it's blend in. I hit a space bar, and the clay is added into the model. That easy. So you can only do this with this Substance modeler software. You can't do this in Blender or 3ds Max. This will be more complicated than this. So this one is very easy. So I do the same for the other snowman. There's 3 of them. We have add the clay to the model. So next I'm going to smooth the connection between the new clay and the old one. See, and there's some missing part. I'm going to add the clay. And then I'm going to smooth it. I'm going to do the same for all. See, if you look in the back here, it's look like it has a constant curvature, which is look unnatural. So I will use warp tool. I just place it in and pull it out. Place it in. Make it less round, so it look more organic. So you can move it, just tap a little bit. Now it's look organic. Okay, you see here that the strawberry has texture. It look like it's a small circular cutout with a small seed inside. So I'm going to make this pattern. So this is about this size, right? So I will cut into the surface. Okay, let's try to smooth it. Yeah. Make it a little more shallow. I'm going to add a small seed inside here. Actually, the seed of the strawberry is not round, but I try to smooth it just a little bit. Let's put the strength to like 13%. Next I'm going to add the eyes. Then here you can see from the pictures, so the eye is missing because it's too small. Adding the eyes. It's protruding too much, so I'm going to smooth it. Make the strawberry texture for the rest of the snowman. Okay, now the snowman is repaired, all three of them. I will repair this crack here by adding the clay using the build up tool. You can hold down the control key for adjusting the brush size. Okay, now I'm going to smooth it. So it's too much clay. I need to remove it using the same build up tool. You need to turn the model into an angle to see the reflection so that you can smooth it correctly. Okay, next I'm going to fill the missing part here using a build up tool. And then I'm going to use the smooth tool. Smooth it. The smoothing tool from the Substance model is, I think, is the best. Much better than the ZBrush and Blender. Okay, before we continue with the painting, I want to add a chopping board for putting the cake on. See, this is a new clay. See, it's going to be a wooden chopping board. Okay, I'm going to add the resolution to this chopping board. Okay, about this much. And I'm going to make a round edge here. I'm going to place a spacebar for creating the clay. So now the clay is created. I'm going to scale and I'm going to increase the thickness. So then I will use this for cutting the pattern. Hold on spacebar. Okay, now we cut it. I'm going to increase the length. Going to move it to the center here. Alright. Cut it. Okay, much better. Now we have a chopping board with a handle. Now the model is ready for painting. I need to export to the Substance Painter. Okay, now I'm in Adobe Substance Painter. I will create a new project, importing the files that we made with the modeler. For project setting, I'm going to use 4K texture, and for the UV mapping, I will uncheck it because we have already made UV mapping, so we don't have to do it again. So we just click on OK. Okay, now we have our model without any texture. No material is applied yet. Next step, we have to bake this model. Click on croissant shape icon here, and it will bring to the baking menu. So baking will detect the height of the surface, and it will create a height map so that when you apply the material, smart material, it's gonna look very realistic. So I'll click on bake materials. It's gonna take some time. Okay, it's now done. Return to the painting. You see the difference. The part where it's recessed inside the surface, we have a darker shade, so it's more real than not baking. On the left we have paint tab, and here is the smart materials. I'm going to use the smart materials for painting because it's very easy. This on the right here is the layer. I'm gonna delete the first layer, we don't need it. I'm going to apply the material for the cake topping, which is a white cream color. I will just pick this one, a plastic glossy. I drag it onto the surface. Here we have a plastic glossy. And next I'm going to move it aside and click on the base color. Here is blue. I'm gonna change it to white color, white cream color. I'm gonna move my pen cursor to here, and it will copy the color from the photos. So now we have a matching color. So I will make a masking. Click on here, this little icon. I will add the white marks. When you apply a brush, it will remove the material. If you choose black masking, it will add the material if you apply the brush. So I will make a masking along the side because I want to make a second layer with this red color cream on the side. So we do here on the top and also on the bottom here. Okay, now I have already marked the top and the bottom edges. So I will increase the pen size and apply the rest of the marking. I will apply a second material. And I will move it to the bottom. I apply more masking. So you can see the texture from the comb here. This is how much detail you get from the scanner. Okay, let's next I will match the color. This color, I change it to. Next I will apply the masking onto the tip here. Okay, all the size cream is done. I'm going to change the name for red cream. Next I will paint the strawberry snowman. I'm going to use the same materials, the plastic glossy, and I will change the color to match the color of the strawberry. Then this one. Okay. Get the strawberry color, and then I will apply the black mask. This time will be different. When you apply the blush, it will apply the material. Okay, so I do the same for the other two snowman. Okay, now the strawberry is painted, so I will add the seed color into the strawberry. So I do the same thing. Add a plastic glossy layer. This color of the seed. Okay, I have painted all the strawberry seed, so that's a lot of paint to work on. Okay, next I will paint the eyes. I'm going to add a new material here, name it eyes to match the, and then I will apply a black mask. Okay, I do the same for the other two. Okay, next I will paint the star. It has a gold color, so I choose the gold color for material. So now it has a gold color. I use the black mark. Okay, last thing to paint is the text. Change the color. Then I will add the black mask. I try a rectangle selection. Okay. Okay, now I will erase the rest of it. Okay, the painting has finished. Took me about 2.5 hours for painting this. And Adobe Substance Painter, they have a render engine that you can preview the object with ray tracing, but you can view only one object at a time. Here is the render result with the ray tracing. I hope that you find this tutorial helpful. Thanks you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.